EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it is the opener of the 2024 NFL season, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Houston Texans. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted. Here we go on 2nd and 12. That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one good for 26 and a first down. Well, there you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And they regroup defensively after the broken tackle, getting to him just beyond the 45. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll bring up second down. They'll drop to throw. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. They'll set up to throw. And he is caught. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That is incomplete.
You get a sense of what this game plan might be. They think they can take a few home run shots against this defense. They tried it there on the opening drive, but that ball's incomplete.
In motion right goes Sutton. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
They'll give him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
to throw again. It's complete to Williams. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. That'll give him 8 that time. And it'll be 4th down. Another completion there. And we think back to the draft in the spring. This franchise essentially handing him the keys to the operation, a top 5 pick. Charles, how ready do you think he is?
I think he's ready for the NFL in terms of size, speed, the makeup of him, the character of him. The key is going to be, will this team accept everything he brings to the game and adapt to it, not just necessarily plug him into something that he doesn't do well.
Well, all offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of week 1. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason, to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield, mission accomplished, points on the board.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Okay, ready? Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready?
Stroud to the air on 1st and 10. That would almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
Three.
They'll run it for the first time with Dameon Pierce. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the... Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
First down, they go right back to Pierce. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
2nd and 6.
Go, Reed, go.
And they'll go right back to Pierce. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 7 yards there and a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Now to change things up, Stroud will throw it. Swings this one out wide for Pierce. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. Well, it seems pretty clear on this opening drive that they want to get him involved, not only, Charles, in the run game, but in the pass game as well. And he can be such a weapon for them when they utilize him this way.
And, partner, You know I'm a veteran, right? In other words, that means a little bit older. Back in my day, we used to call a guy like this a workhorse, except he carried the ball all the time. Now they get it to him a variety of ways, but you're right. They want to run their offense through him.
Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Ready.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Panther 11, Panther 11. 18 Rattler. Dragon 60. Ready.
Stroud now on 4th down.
And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Broncos will take over on downs. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They begin the drive with Williams. Fighting his way through contact. And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They run it again with Williams. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Second and 4. And this will be incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll take the block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. Now back to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. A field goal try forthcoming now for the Broncos. Made his first, this now from 42 yards out. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Ready.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
79 Broncos.
Stroud on third down now. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Stroud to throw it. Repeat of the last play, going to Mechie here.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
From the 43, it's 2nd and 3. Running it out of the gun with Pierce.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. A 40-yard punt, given 3 on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And their 2 drives thus far both led to points, albeit both field goals, so the lead just 6-0, but the ability to move the ball is evident.
Well, that's, heartening, as they say, but it's not what they're about. What they're about is putting the ball in the end zone and putting 6s on the board. So if you're the offensive coordinator, you like what you're doing, but you don't love it. You've got to find a way to ring that bell. Then you can have a little self-satisfied grin. Right now, a little more determination is needed.
They'll come up 2nd and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Williams.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Fielded just inside the 30. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like, because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge, because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
1st and 10, it's Pierce.
And he's going to get this one down to the 45.
Alex Singleton, a former Canadian League star, in on the stop.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. Now Stroud. Gets the dump off to Pierce.
Just a gain of a couple there. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Still going. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play. Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked up by M.J. Stewart.
And the Texans are going to get it back here just past the 35. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Any questions of how they'd approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the first half.
Cougar 19.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take over here up near the 40.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down.
Taken down at the 42.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
2nd and 7.
Back to throw.
He'll air this one out for Mims.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
That's a third down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now we give up the middle to Williams. Pretty nice, aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. 2nd down and 4. They'll look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Now the punter Dixon out to kick it off. And no run back here as the 3rd quarter will commence with a touchback.
On the ready. Go.
A run by Pierce begins the 2nd half. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Stroud out of the gun here. That's complete to Pierce. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 30-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
They certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Ready.
This pass complete to Melton. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Get it. Sixty Maverick. Ready.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Michael Davis. And the Broncos are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging because after all their halftime talk, adjustments, and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. 2nd and 10.
They'll set up a throw. Man open. He's got it complete to Courtland Sutton.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
But it appears that they went man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do in that one is a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
A nice completion there for the 1st down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. In motion right goes Sutton.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he'll snag about 5 yards down in the 32.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
He'll look to throw. McKinnon here is complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a Denver 1st.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now Williams running left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Javonte Williams,
14 yards.
And the Broncos are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
Always important to get the 1st score of the 2nd half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the 1st score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal.
Williams going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On 2nd and goal, standing alone in the backfield is Williams. They get it to him running left. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up. The loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder. And they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And not enough on the throw that time as that one is incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25.
Let's go now.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. A run for Pierce out of the gun. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
18, Pioneer.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. The offense on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3. A shotgun snap to Stroud. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Baron Browning coming in to drop it for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
Even keeping the back in for extra protection on 3rd down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
Seven Pirates. Go.
4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Stroud. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with a football. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position.
Let's go.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Williams going to get it again on second down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He'll drop to throw. That is caught. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Javonte Williams. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point forthcoming. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good.
Broncos 19, Texans nothing.
Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side, and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Ready.
Stroud now on 2nd down. That one complete. It's Tank Dell. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. And they're going to speed things up here.
Pass the 60. Ready.
Stroud now on 1st and 10. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do
late game situations, kicking situations. Doesn't matter what it is. The things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it. They've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. 3rd and 12. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
Ready up.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Here's 2nd and 10.
19 Lions. Come 19. Come 19.
Throwing now is Stroud. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. On 1st down, here's Stroud. And this is incomplete. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
65 catch.
Here goes Stroud again. And that is incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8. Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
2 yards on the play. Brings up 4th down.
A field goal try forthcoming now for the Broncos. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
At their own 25-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. Just silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big.
And my goodness, another interception. And the Broncos are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and